In CCTV America's Insight, a long elusive deal finally reached. In less than a week, Iran will place new restrictions on its own uranium enrichment program and inch closer to securing billions of dollars in return. The deal follows very pointed discussions behind closed doors last year as China, the United States, Britain, France, Germany, and Russia met with Iran. But this is not a forever deal. It's only designed to get through the middle of 2014. CCTV's Nathan King is breaking it down to tell us what it all means.
Thank you.
It's taken more than 7 weeks to hammer out the details, but the historic interim agreement on Iran's nuclear program will begin to be implemented next week. Under the 6-month deal, Tehran will get limited sanctions relief, including more than $4 billion in previously blocked overseas funds. And the first installment of $550 million is expected to arrive on February 1st. Some payments are contingent on Iran diluting its uranium stockpile. This 6-month interim deal is expected to lead to a more comprehensive agreement to settle the decade-old dispute. The vast majority of sanctions will remain for now in a bid to keep pressure on Tehran, whose economy is reeling. And while the US and 5 other major world powers led the negotiations, they remain hopeful that the interim deal will produce a final settlement. However, the White House says there is only a 50-50 chance the lasting deal will be reached. The US Congress is even more skeptical. A majority of senators has drawn up a list of enhanced sanctions that targets key Iranian industries and also moves to exclude from the US financial system countries or companies that import more Iranian oil. That could include China, Japan, and India. This set of enhanced sanctions, however, has yet to be voted on.
Congress has a reputation for being the tough guy in American foreign policy, the bad cop to the administration's good cop. And they're certainly going to consider a range of sanctions, and they'd like to have them prepared if the negotiations fall through.
US President Barack Obama is vowing to veto any extension of sanctions, instead wanting to find a diplomatic solution. The White House says military action won't be ruled out against Iran, but it's a move the US public would likely not support. And Washington's closest ally in the Middle East, Israel, says the interim deal is a bad one and just buys Tehran more time to build a nuclear weapon.
The
state of Israel will continue to strive for peace while guarding our security, and the state of Israel will act in every way to prevent Iran's capability to be armed with a nuclear weapon.
This interim deal will allow for more inspections and monitoring of Iranian nuclear sites, which it maintains is for peaceful energy production. There are serious concerns, however, that talks on a comprehensive agreement could drag on way past the 6 months the interim deal envisages, and all the while eroding the tough sanctions which many here in Washington say is the only reason Iran is now at the negotiating table. Nathan King, CCTV, Washington.